cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, need some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche.
Slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Hey, you all, can you hear me? Let's see here. We got Wifey, Shayla, that's a new name. Allie, hey, boo boo. Crystal, Coral, that's a new name. That's a pretty name. How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, Coral, can you? Yes, y'all can hear me because Coral said thank you. That is a pretty name. Hey, Roger, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's good to see you, Roger. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I remember chit-chatting with you somewhere else. All right, thank you, Crystal. Sound is great, good. I'm using different headphones. I used to use AirPods because I have because it's a MacBook. But look, that AirPods and StreamYard do not go together at all. They totally clash. I don't recommend it. If you have AirPods and you have trouble, get something like I use Beats now, like the Beats by Dre, but the little like AirPod kinds for them. That's what I have now, and it's been good so far. But like them AirPods, let me tell you, I don't know if y'all remember whenever Jared Lysick from Adventures with Purpose was getting ready to go in front of the judge in court. Well, I was streaming it. I ain't gonna lie, I was streaming it, but I made sure I was muted. I didn't touch it. I put tape over my camera and everything. I was prepared for it because I already know I've been in this fucking game a while. Well, there was like 4 people that had mic slips and up on the fucking panel with the judge. They were on a panel with the judge pretty much. And Duty Ron was in there and he was promoting he didn't know it because he has AirPods. He didn't know that he thought he was still muted because he took an AirPod out for something and he thought he was still muted, but he wasn't. And it was a mic slip up on the judge's panel and shit. It was crazy. So I do not recommend Apple AirPods if you're doing StreamYard stuff or YouTube. And you got to get something like Beats, something like Android or whatever, in my opinion. Yeah, Allie Duty Ron and these AirPods. How can you? Oh my God, Duty Ron of all people, though, because he's got some respect. I love Duty Ron. I don't care what people say about him, whatever. I like him. He's an arrogant prick, probably, but I like him and Ed and Jennifer, and I do like Duty Ron. I watch most of his shows. Yeah, he wasn't even streaming. He was just listening. And then Doug gets on there and tells him, "Hey, did you run? You're on a minute." And then somebody yells out that their YouTube is rocking today. And poor Queen Bee, she had a mic slip, and she was dropping F bombs, and oh, it was eventful. I don't care who gets on me for laughing about it. I think that day was fucking hilarious. Yes, I feel bad for the victims. I do, and whatever, but it was fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. I laughed because I seen it in action because I was streaming it. It's like, oh my God. And then everybody that was streaming, when everybody just shut down the courtroom, everybody shut their live streams down and fucking scrambled. It was when Allie, yes, look, Allie was here. It was like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to push. I got nervous. I pushed the wrong buttons. I meant to, I don't know what I meant to do. It was crazy. Thank you, Coral. That's my baby girl. Exactly. The admin should, because they can do it to where you can unmute. You know what I mean? Yeah, they should have. That link should have never been public. Look, let me tell you a little bit about that link. Where I got the link, I got it from, what the fuck are you talking about, Ernie Shell? I don't even have kids that CPS could take away. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you're a troll. Somebody block him. That's one of them fucking trolls. I don't even have kids. What the fuck? Wrong one, Ernie, this time, buddy. I ain't even got kids young enough to fucking be involved with CPS. Fuck out of here. My kids are grown, dude. For real. It's funny. That's like one of the funniest troll moments ever because it's like, that's kind of like one of my kids just started his own fucking business. Oh, CPS, I'm your mommy, damn bad. Come on, fuck out of here. That's funny. Hey, Lady R. Hey, look, it's always good to see you. It is. I love Lady R. I love seeing her around. 2.0. Did you have a channel that got took away or something? Or you know what though, Coral? The trolls run rampant, but they give you engagement and stuff. You know what I mean? Just troll the trolls back. It's what I do. They don't bother me. I laugh at them. Some like that Ernie Shell one. That's funny because my kids are grown. You know what I mean? There's like, it's not like I got infants at home and 10-year-olds and CPS is it to getting your kids. What the fuck? What kids? What kids? My dog? Heather, hey, boo. See, it's always good to see my Heather. She always works. She works all the time. Prayer. What is it? Carl. I know that garden or whatever his name is. That weirdo. Man, Lady R, his picture. Have you seen his picture? His picture does not match his voice. If it's the same one I'm thinking about. Somebody showed his picture, Rap or somebody, or Benny, or if that's the same Carl. I love you, Heather. I really do. I hope you know that always. Heather's my OG now. Heather, me and her, we talked like privately from day one of our OG things, didn't we, Heather? And we stuck together. We was in group chats together. We had a group chat that kind of fell apart. We went our own ways, but we didn't like run around and talk about what was in that group chat. We kept it secret, and it's still secret. And I love that. You know that there's no screenshots. That's how you should do a fucking friendship. Even if you do split up as friends, and don't fucking blast your private messages in group chats, And we didn't do that. And I love that. And some of the people, from that group, we don't like each other now or whatever. And that's cool. And we just coexist. And that's how it is. Heather knows that. Look, she can tell you we've been loyal about the shit. But I ain't in no group chats no more. Fuck all that. Nope, no more. Learned my lesson on them. Yep, see this right here? Where is it? People do talk about group chats and that everything. Uh, Man, group chats, Heather. I truly, truly enjoyed those days. You know, those were some good times. And hey, Lycan, what's up? Happy New Year. Yeah, screw him, Lady R. He's a piece of crap. His picture don't match his voice at all. I love my Heather. Heather, I just talked to Jenny today, and she's starting to do better. She finally got her butt to the doctor. I don't want to put her business out there, but I know you how close she was to Jenny too, and she loves you too. Gonna be another shit show year or better than the last three. I think this year is gonna be I don't fucking know year. I don't Heather, I will tell her. I absolutely will. There's not too many people in here that know her, is it? I want to put her business out there. She found out she had MS. She has MS. People better not fucking fuck with her now. They won't. Because a lot of people don't even know. What's Ella over here saying? Ella cussing. Oh, Lord, here we go. Ella, I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you. That's fuck. It gets worse every year. Every year of my life. And I'm in my 40s, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And the years go by faster and faster and faster. People get dumber and dumber and dumber. Look at this generation right now, these teenagers and stuff. Just look at them. And like 20, young 20-year-olds, you know, and some of them's got their shit together. Yes, they do. I'm not saying about all of them. They're going to be a president of our country one day if we live that long. Can you fucking imagine? Y'all, y'all know who I'm worried about? I'm worried about Britney Spears, legit. Like, nobody has seen her in public, like, actually anywhere for months. There's been no, like, nothing. All the stuff they keep showing, like, on Instagram and shit is rerun shit. It's old, and people starting to speak up about it. I've been following that. I'm all for Britney. I love Britney. I wish I'd back because her perfume started coming out stuff when I was in my teens, when I was a little girl, and I loved them. And now I wish I'd bought them all and saved them. You know what I mean? Because they'd probably be worth money now. But now I wish I could buy every scent she has, and even though it ain't old, I love Britney Spears. Coral, I don't know what's going on with Britney. She hasn't like legit been seen. You know, like for Brittany to be out of her conservatorship, if she was to be seen like in a store or something, or somebody's gonna take a fucking picture and sell it to the Star magazine or something. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, I've seen her since she's been out of her conservatorship, or going here or going on a cruise. Somebody, there's been nothing since she got out of that conservatorship. Nothing in public, nothing, nowhere, nothing, no trace of her, no nothing. So her husband's supposedly with her. Yeah, a lot of people think she's missing. I do too. I think she's missing. I think she might not be alive. I mean, it's It's weird. And the stuff she's posting is like the stuff that she was posting whenever she was under the conservatorship with her father. Same shit. She's no different in the videos and stuff that she does post. And she's posting nothing new, really. Still in that same creepy ass fucking room of her house, whatever it is. And half naked and this and that's not the good Britney. That's still under conservatorship, Britney. Just saying. Sorry, I get heated about Britney. I love my Britney. Coral, her husband. Look, I agree. I think her husband is paid off by whoever's paying whoever off to keep Britney under control and stuff. I think he's working for him, and she might have been forced to marry him for a reason, or I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't think she was ever pregnant. I think she faked that to get attention somehow, or I don't know. I hate to think that she faked it, but I don't know. She's not right, and I want to see her in public. I want to see a picture of her in public. I want, that there's nothing. Yeah, I don't trust the husband. Yes, Allie. I, I'm a Brittany Murphy fan too, and I agree. I agree. Yep, I agree with that. Tupac's not dead on. No, that's my dog right there. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about my Tupac. Tupac's my number one. I got a little coincidence going on with Tupac. I'm not going to say because it'll dox me, but yeah, and I love Tupac. I remember when he passed away, supposedly, allegedly. I was a teenager. Yeah, yeah. Tupac's my jam. Yeah. Machiavelli. Tupac's on vacation. Britney Spears. I wish. Look, I just had a picture of Britney and I deleted it. I went through all my stuff, like my overlays and stuff, the stuff in there. But it was a picture of Britney and Snoop Dogg at the ballpark playing ball when they were younger. Yeah, I got a tinfoil house and Tara Boom, hey! Ain't seen you in forever. What's I can saying? I wish they were together. He would take care of her at least. And Paris Hilton, look, I'm iffy on her too. Because look, that's supposedly Britney's BFF, and there's been some shit going on with her too. I'm just getting into that. I wish I could cover stuff like this, but I'd end up fucking getting the damn mafia after my ass trying to silence me and kill me or something. It's like, no. See it happen too much. Too much. Just like Aaron Carter. I love me some Aaron Carter. Paris is fine, but she knows something about Britney, Ella. For real. There's something going on there. Something, because she's like Britney's BFF, but no, there's something going on with Paris. Madonna. Aw. Yeah, back then it was a little rougher too with different races. It's easier these days. You still get more fucking hate. I don't know why people need to shut the fuck up. Just let people love who they want to love. But I do love Tupac. Whenever I get in like a mood or something, I just blast me some fucking Tupac. California Love, I love it. Dear Mama, all of it. I love it. Like when I was traveling from New York to California twice, but I would play I would blast my Tupac, because I get in my zone and just traveling, looking out the window. And it's California Love, and I would just fucking put on repeat a couple times. It was really soul soothing. Paris Hilton. Yeah, Paris Hilton alley. Where you been, Tara? I ain't seen you nowhere, boo. I just see you floating around and chit-chatting here and there and being your little precious self. You put them on road trips? Road trips to where? Can I go with them? Is Mary Jane involved? Because Mary, does she got the Jane? Can I be the Jane? Can I be Jane? Mary Jane? Can I? Huh? Warren G up, regulators. Man, that's what I grew up on, for real, you know. Like I said, we're all kind of around the same age group. But yeah, kids these days don't know, do they? I ain't mad at you. It's a good one, Shayla. Yes. I love Tupac. I like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I like a song, Wake Up, Wake Up. It's the first of the month. That's a good one. Biggie, yeah. Like when I love Biggie. I cried and all that, you know, and I was I'm a big music fan. I love rap music and R&B and hip hop, and I love it. I grew up in a fucking holler, you know, with Hank Williams, but it's like, here's little old me. I love me some rap. I love it. I've loved it since I was a little girl. But I was a teenager, and there was a concert coming close to my home. My friend and her mama was going, and they said that I could go if I wanted to, if I could get my ticket and stuff. I begged my mama. I wanted to go because it was Puff Daddy, Lil Kim, Usher. But I can't remember because this was fucking years ago. But I got that for my Christmas present, and I loved it. It was fucking fantastic. It was right after Biggie died because they did a tribute to Biggie in that concert. And yeah, good old times. Kids these days don't know. Suge Knight killed Biggie. Hey, Lady R, I have to agree with you. I think that too. Put that in the family. I loved them. I seen them. I loved it. I wish I took a video back then. I do have pictures of it somewhere, but I don't even probably at my dad's house. Yes, Lycan. How do you know? I don't think I have an accent. I'll be missing you. Yes, I love that song, Puff Daddy. Yep, for Biggie. I still jam that sometimes. I love it. Y'all remember we used to like burn different songs on CDs and listen to them, and so you wouldn't have to buy the whole CD of something, and it'd just be that person. And I used to have a whole book of burnt CDs, different songs. I love music. I do. Bourbon Country yesterday. Yep. I did grow up in Bourbon Country. Look, my grandmother, she lived, fuck, I'd say about 10 miles, 20 miles, no more than 20 miles, no more, probably about 15 miles. I don't know. Maybe closer than that. I can't remember. It's been so fucking long ago. From what was it? Was it Wild Turkey? Yeah, I think it was Wild Turkey. But there, where they stored them, you know, after they distilled it, they put it in the barrels and they put it in these big ass warehouses. Well, one of them warehouses caught on fire, and we could see it from my grandma's house. And it was crazy because it burnt for weeks and weeks, and we could see it, and it was miles away. Yeah, it was crazy. And I don't drink really. Yeah, we had this conversation. I've never tried bourbon. I don't. Maker's Mark's made around where I grew up. I would like to go to Maker's Mark. They have a gift shop and you can go in and dip your own bottles, because they put the wax on the lid of it and all kinds of cool shit. I want to go do that and get a Kentucky one because you can get it with blue wax. I might not live there no more, but that's my roots. Pick you up some whiskey. Hell, we have like straight up bourbon over in Kentucky. I don't live in Kentucky. I live in Florida now, I haven't lived in Kentucky in a long time. I started a job years ago, and my job included that I had to travel, and I took this year off, but I worked so much, you don't have time to go like home. Because we worked year round. I only took this year off because of my mental health. I'll probably work this year coming up. I live in the Tampa Bay area, in close to J.S. for Justice. Me and her rode that hurricane out together. That hurricane come got us. Ian. Maker's Mark. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wild turkey. Ozzy Osbourne. Look, I used to watch their show. Corn. That's so cool, Lady R. That's in my days too. I went to a Three Doors Down concert when I was a little older. Or I was still a teenager. Fuck. I wish we could go back to those days. Know what we know now. I didn't think it'd be this bad. I knew it'd be bad, but I didn't think it'd be this damn bad. COVID hit and it changed the world, didn't it? It changed everything. Like literally everything. My industry I work in, it changed it, like 100% changed it, and it fucking sucks. I don't know where that is, Tara, but get a hold of me. That is cool. Lady R. I want something signed by Ron Upchurch. I love him. I don't know why. I know people's iffy on him, but I don't love him like I want to date you or no bullshit like that. But he's very intelligent and he's got good music and he's got a good heart. And I'm a fan. Orlando, Cocoa Beach, I've been there. Cocoa Beach, let's see, was it? I went on a cruise once, and I think we left out of Cocoa Beach. I think. Is there a cruise ship dock there? I think so. Lady R, yes, he is a good guy. Some things he says we don't have to agree with, just like anybody else. Just because he's he's big famous kind of. Don't mean you have to hate him just because you agree with him or disagree with him. Allie. Oh, that's cool, Tara. You seen it on a car. Look, I was going to order something from them, but they ain't really got much on their website, like women friendly. My favorite of all time is Tom Petty. I don't know why. I've loved him so much and Queen. I love Queen. Ever since I was a little girl, Tom Petty, and when he died, it broke my heart. And and I collect patches. Like I have a old vintage Levi's jean jacket that I'm going to put some patches on, but I collect patches. And I've got some that I'm going to start putting them on that jacket, you know. And you cannot find a Tom Petty patch anywhere. They don't make them. I've asked everywhere I went, manufacturers and everything. It's really weird. Why not Tom Petty? I love Tom Petty. And there's a song, who was it? Chris Cornell? Was it Chris Cornell that sung it? I can't remember. That was Chris Cornell or somebody else. Wacky Tacky. I love her name. That's why it's like that Wacky Tacky. I love it. Hey, or Unique. Bugging. I love Tom Petty, Lydia. Can't find no patches on with him on it though. I want one for my jacket of Tom Petty. So if anybody ever sees a patch, if you know what I'm talking about, like an iron-on, and I like the iron-on ones because I'll iron it on and then I'll sew around it, you know, just for security, and they stay better. Oh, hey, Irvin, what's up, bro? I ain't seen you forever. Oh, Wacky Tacky, I'm jealous you went to a concert. I love Tom Petty. Does anybody know that song I was talking about? Was it Chris Cornell that sung it? Because, you know, a lot of people like to sing songs from others and they just can't do it like the original person. But Chris Cornell, pretty sure it was Chris Cornell, nailed it. Just like Ryan Upchurch when he sings Alice in Chains, he nails it. Not everybody can do that. Tara, I want like an antique one, like a vintage one, because all my patches are vintage, and like I'm a Grateful Dead fan too. I got Grateful Dead tattoos and all kinds of Grateful Dead stuff, and I have some old Grateful Dead patches, and I have a couple new ones. I bought like I bought a peace sign, a little neon peace sign. That's new. It's not vintage. I bought, you know, stuff like that. I want a Tom Petty one. So High Times website. Here, let me look at that right now. I want like a real one, you know, not some knockoff or somebody making it, or are they real like that, or am I just, what does she say? I'm looking. I don't think I'm in the right place. I'm not in the right place. Is anybody there? I don't know what the frick I'm looking for. Products. What are y'all talking about? Let me go catch up in chat instead of trying to look for something that I'm going to get aggravated with at the moment. Oh, Wacky Tacky, you're saying something about Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's what my papa drink. That's all he drank. Hold on, I'm still catching up, y'all. I'm horrible at seeing people are. So, hold on. Okay, let me get through this. Titusville's where all the old circus folk went. I don't know. I don't know about the circus. God damn. I'm still here, y'all. Give me. Okay, I'm caught up. Hi. Hi, girls and guys. It's here. Hi. Hi. Sorry, y'all. I'm goofy and I know I'm stupid sometimes and make a fool of myself, but you know what? I really do not care. I've got to a point in life that I am just going to be exactly who I am. And people like me or they don't. And I have to be okay with that. And I'm to that point to where I'm okay with that. And I really don't care. What are we going to do? Oh, I want to talk about, it's hard for me to keep up with this chat. Sometimes whenever I get to talking to y'all, you know what I'm saying? I can't, have a conversation and then read at the same time. It's kind of hard, very hard to do. Allie Erickson is getting attacked for reading her chat. She just about pretty much almost every time reads exactly everything in her chat. Now people's going after her and being shitty to her for it, bullying her over it, and that's what my title was about for that. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, what I was seeing people say to her, and I know you do, Allie. Hey, just Jill. Yeah, I'm okay, just Jill. Yeah, I'm good. Just chit chatting. Yeah, maybe Matt too. Unique. I know, right? Ellie, she is awesome. And if she didn't interact, people would still talk shit about her. She can't win. Okay, I need to take a potty break real quick. I'm gonna put y'all on hold. Hey, NorCal, what's up? Got kitty boobs. Yes, I love the boobs. I'm gonna slowly get it back. Look, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I added the B to my name. Cotton Candy B investigates. I want to get rid of that investigates. I think I need something different. I don't like that investigates too much. It's too much for me because I'm not really investigating. Hey, Tokyo. Hey, Nisi. I love you. Right, Allie. It just, you can't win with people. You cannot win. Okay, give me a few minutes. I'm going to be right back. Hey y'all, I'm back. Sorry. I had to grab me something to eat real quick. I haven't eaten it all day hardly. I don't eat and my sugar gets low. Y'all putting posters out for me and shit. Hey, at least I know y'all got me. Okay, I text your mom all day sometimes. You don't use that app that we use? Yeah, if you text Tokyo right now or anybody, it costs them money because they're not in the country. But I use an app. Where's that at, Lady R? How old's the little boy? I don't really talk about baby cases or young kid cases, like young. What, Allie and you both gonna come up here? You serious? Okay. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know what to talk about. I'll talk about Britney Spears or whatever y'all want to talk about. Is Frank here? We got background music. What the hell are we gonna play? I ain't in the mood to play no games. Send it to me, Tokyo. Please. Delete that. Oh, you want to watch it? Yeah, we can watch it. We're gonna watch it now. 1 second, Ella. 1 second, y'all coming up on panel. Let's see. Oh Lord, I heard myself talk. That's horrible. Hold on. Oh God. It just had to be this channel, didn't it, Tokyo? I don't like this lady, but we will watch it. Hold on, let me get it set up. I don't. We're gonna watch this. Go give this like. I ain't doing it. I am not doing it. Now take this as a grain of salt. I don't know what it is. I trust Tokyo. This lady puts out a lot of false information. Fair warning, fair use, whatever. But I'm interested to see this. What's she saying here? Come on, Emma, what you got?
On Friday, a man was arrested by the name of Brian Kohlberger for the murders in Idaho, the 4 students that lost their lives in the early morning hours of the 13th of November. But did we know that the whole time this guy was surrounding us? You've probably already heard this. It was on Facebook. This is Brian Kohlberger, putting himself amongst the Idaho murder groups, talking with you all, giving his thoughts and theories on it, whilst pretending to just be another concerned citizen.
Into the quadruple homicide in Idaho. I don't want to be any more specific than that because I don't want to put anybody in a challenging or contentious situation regarding their continued employment. And I will say what I'm about to tell you is secondhand, but it is from what I believe to be a very reliable source. Again, this can only be considered a rumor as I don't have firsthand knowledge. I never planned on posting any of this information out of respect for the victims' families. However, now that one of the victims' fathers has released some of the gruesome details himself, I'd like to share some of the investigative theory. As you know, the 2 women were found in the same bed, but with similar wounds. That's what's being reported. That's not exactly 100% true, at least in regard to the fact that they hadn't fallen to sleep in the same bed. One of the victim's wounds were deep gouges that were delivered with extremely aggressive force, so much so that the victim's liver and lungs were destroyed. Here's the theory that's happening. They definitely think it was a man because of the force of the wounds. The person must have been strong, very strong. They think the man came into the room after doing what they did on the second floor. They went upstairs. The person cleanly and quietly unalived the first victim. The second victim awoke and tried to run. They believe that the man possibly grabbed her, and she screamed loudly.
So we're just going to pause for 2 seconds while I tell you to look closely at the screen now, because he happens to actually catch himself.
I'm going to pause a little bit because I don't know if this lady will fucking strike me. So, who's the guy talking? Is that Brian?
No idea.
I thought it was supposed to be him.
Yeah. I think that's what Tokyo said. I don't know if the guy currently talking is him or if there's like something else later on.
It's on ABC News. Oh, so there's another guy and a chick. They said this is Brian talking. Okay.
The guy currently is Brian? The guy that was currently talking, like just recently?
Yeah, look this.
Sorry, I have alcohol in me. My brain's going zoop.
Can you see the comment on screen?
Yeah.
They said this is Brian's voice talking.
Okay. I'll shut up now.
All right. Let's continue.
Himself on video, recording himself. There is Brian Kohlberger, talking to us all like he has nothing to do with this crime.
I'm going to rewind that back a little bit and re-listen to that now that we know that's exactly, you know what I mean? I can hear a little.
Yeah, I'll pay
Here's
attention
the
a little
theory
bit better.
that's happening. They definitely think it. That's not exactly 100% of the. And this can only be considered into.
Oh shit! It's all the way at the beginning.
But did we know that the singers?
I don't want to hear that twat.
This is talking with you all. Just be the concerned citizen.
Into the quadruple homicide in Idaho. I don't want to be any more specific than that because I don't want to put anybody in a challenging or contentious situation regarding their continued employment. And I will say what I'm about to tell you is secondhand, but it is from what I believe to be a very reliable source. Again, this can only be considered a rumor as I don't have firsthand knowledge. I never planned on posting any of this information out of respect for the victims' families. However, now that one of the victims' fathers has released some of the gruesome details himself, I'd like to share some of the investigative theory. As you know, the two women were found in the same bed, but with similar wounds. That's what's being reported. That's not exactly 100% true, at least in regard to the fact that they hadn't fallen to sleep in the same bed. One of the victim's wounds were deep gouges that were delivered with extremely aggressive force, so much so that the victim's liver and lungs were destroyed. Here's the theory that's happening. They definitely think it was a man because of the force of the wounds. The person must have been very strong. They think the man came into the room after doing what they did on the second floor. They went upstairs. The person cleanly and quietly unalived the first victim. The second victim awoke and tried to run. They believe that the man possibly grabbed her, and she screamed loudly.
So we're just going to pause for 2 seconds while I tell you to look closely at the screen now, because he happens to actually catch himself on video, recording himself. There is Brian Kohlberger, talking to us all like he has nothing to do with this crime.
The man then harmed her, and the reason the wounds were of such force, he was delivering it quickly and forcibly to quiet her, which I apologize for how, I know it's disturbing, but anyway, how do we know that she, which I apologize for how, the man then harmed her, and the reason the wounds were of such force, he was delivering it quickly and forcibly to quiet her, which I apologize for how, I know it's disturbing, but anyway, how do we know that she screamed? Because 3 individuals reported hearing a scream between 3:45 and 4 o'clock. That's why the police have such a specific time frame as to when the murders occurred. Because I don't know if you noticed, but the authorities weren't called the next day until late in the morning. Yet they had a very specific time frame when the murder happened. They think the scream is why. And after reviewing video files from the neighborhood, they reviewed security cameras in the area, and they have an audio file I haven't heard it, but I was told that you could clearly hear a loud scream from a female. That scream was recorded at exactly 3:38 a.m. Neighbors say they didn't call the police because they said there's often loud noise coming from the house. I was told that there are parties there all the time. Again, I don't know if that's true, but it's what I was told. The weapon used was a long serrated-edged hunting knife with a fixed blade. The weapon had not been in the house. The person brought it with them and took it when they left. The 2 victims were on the same bed, not side by side. One victim was found on top of the other. The reason is that the one tried to escape and was grabbed.
Yeah, allegedly it's him, and yeah, I mean, there's some stuff in there that, just like me or the normal person would talk about this case about, you know what I'm saying? Because he keeps catching himself too, like, thank you, Lady R. Lucia, supposedly, allegedly, yes, that's him talking. Did y'all see the one on T-Rexes? Is this it? No, I don't. T-Rex is getting some shit right now. T-Rev, I mean.
Was he the one that popped in on Allie's today?
I don't know. I didn't watch all of her live. But he's the one, somebody come on his panel a couple weeks ago or whatever, and now everybody thinks it was him.
Yeah, but from what I'm like hearing on the streets of the tubes is that it wasn't him.
I have no clue. I'm curious to see how all this plays out. Because this dude went to school for murders and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He went to
criminology.
school for criminology.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just crazy, ain't it? It blows my mind. This was premeditated as fuck. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
That's why he had the questions. He had the questionnaire because he didn't want to get caught.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing what what questions were on there.
I've seen some of them somewhere. I can't remember where I seen them. It was Allie's page, I think. Allie Erickson. Let me see here. Let's see here. I think it was her. I think it was a short video she made.
Do 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 do.
It has to be Ella.
It was.
Okay, here we go. Here's some of the questions. I'll switch back over to that other one. So Allie caught a couple of them, I think. Let me slow it down a little bit so we can really... I know it's going to slow her voice down, and I apologize.
Brian Koberger is the man who's been arrested for the Moscow murders. He is a PhD student going to get his PhD in criminology, which is really interesting. So people have found a Reddit post where he was trying to get people to participate in a study of his. Let me show you some of the questions. So here is the post where he's asking for participants. And he says that the study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout the experience. Here's one question. Before making your move, how did you approach the victims or target? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling. After arriving, what steps did you take prior to locating the victim or target? Please detail your thoughts and feelings. And this one, how did you travel to and enter the location that the crime occurred? You guys, do you think he's been planning this for a long time? I don't know. But also, I heard there were accomplices, and there will be more on that to come. I'm just hearing the info now.
Yeah, and I bet there's a lot more questions too, besides the ones Allie caught. Wifey, I see your name. Hey, Cher. Love you, sis.
Gotta switch
Thank
it
you,
up every now
Cher,
and then.
for sharing that.
I think he was just asking, like, how did you get caught and how can I not get caught?
Yeah.
Right. And what did you do after you murdered them? And what did you do to do this? And
It's weird questions, I feel.
but see, if someone in that going to school for criminology is asking that, nobody thinks nothing of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No,
At that
it's not
time,
gonna raise any flag.
But now it's big red flags for us. But at that
Yeah.
time, they didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
That is crazy. I just think it's weird that he's 28 years old and in college. Because most of those kids seem very young, like, 20ish. And
well, I think he's a pre-grad, like he was taking a gap year, so he wasn't currently in college anymore, I don't think.
I hope not, because that's weird though, isn't it? 28 and in college, unless you're going to be like a surgeon or something.
I don't know. I mean, he could have went to college late. Like, if I had stayed in college, I would have been a 28-year-old in college. Just like nowadays, it's not that weird because people go back to school all the time.
That's true.
And from what it sounds like is that he got his master's in criminology, I believe. So I think that would fit,
Yeah.
Because it's, I think, 2 years for an associate's and another, I think, 2 years for a bachelor's. I'm not sure.
But do you live on campus, Lady R, or near campus? Or do you do it from your home? That's just my weird thing, it's close to campus and...
He lived on campus.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, he lived on campus? No, that's what's weird.
Yeah,
he's being 28 and living on campus.
Exactly.
Yes. That's my thing. He lived on campus with these kids, and I just think it's weird.
Yeah, no, that's weird. To still be living on campus.
You should have your own house by then, 28, fuck.
Or, yeah, living in an apartment.
Yeah, something.
At 28, I wouldn't want to live around new, like, freshman college students.
They would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
They drive me nuts now. What are you talking about?
Right? Yeah, see, Lady R's doing it at home. See, that's different, love. When you're 28 living on campus with all these kids, and then you kill 4 of them, and...
Yeah, he's getting his PhD, so he's
yeah. He ain't getting that no more.
Huh?
He ain't getting that no more.
Well, yeah, not anymore. But that would make sense with his age if he's going for a PhD.
Yeah, that
those
would.
take forever. But I think I read somewhere that he was taking a gap year.
So like this would have been his gap year. So he graduated from LaSalle in May, and then this would have been his gap year.
I think so.
Okay. So that makes the questions even more weird because he would have graduated, and why would you be asking those during your gap year?
You should already know this stuff.
Right.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for him to be asking these questions during a gap year when he's not looking at school. Like, it would make sense if he was doing like a desertion, like trying to get into grad school.
It's just weird, period, to me. He's weird. He had to have planned this. He had to have. It was too clean, you know what I mean? Maybe it wasn't clean because the cops didn't tell us nothing. They done a really good job with this case. You know, all these other cases, they bleak shit. People's done this, and they kept their lips shut on this one.
I think that's what he was planning on. I think he was planning on them blabbing stuff that would have been common knowledge.
That he could keep one step ahead of them, and
yeah, because it seems
and they
like,
didn't do it.
Other than him leaving the state, it seems like from what we just heard that he was trying to insert himself into the case.
Yeah.
Which I remember the families and stuff being concerned about that, and that's why they held off on the memorial services for the kids.
And that's why the cops stopped telling Kaylee's dad stuff and whatever, and got him to shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They probably knew who drove that Elantra before they even told us about the Elantra. You know what I mean? They probably knew who drove that.
Yeah.
I think
they were stuck on that.
I think they gave us that to keep our attention while they were doing what they needed to do. They were like, here, just go on this wild goose chase with this Elantra.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they knew we would.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it sounds like they knew who he was and they were tracking him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad that they have a suspect, and I kind of hope that it was just him. So we're not trying to find someone else. You know what I mean?
I don't believe he was alone.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Because
I think
one of them girls screamed upstairs. If they were in the same room, one of them screamed. He didn't stab them at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them had to have screamed.
And his questioning, like, was
even
anybody else
downstairs?
arrested?
Like, if Ethan got killed, Xana had to have screamed. Somebody screamed in that house, and I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad they found somebody.
I want to see the crime scene photos so bad.
Yeah,
that's weird, but
I do too. I
want to see them.
I want to see them like years from now. I don't want to.
No, I want to see them right now. I ain't got the patience for years.
No, I know. I remember when I saw the crime scene photos from the shooting that happened in Florida at Pulse, the Pulse shooting.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I saw the crime scene. I saw the crime scene photos, and they literally broke me because I wasn't expecting to see like how graphic they were. Like, I wasn't expecting it. Curiosity definitely bit me in the ass on that one.
It's got me hard on this one. This is one of the cases I want to see it really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I finished watching this thing of dipshits. Okay, here we go. There's just a little bit left of him supposedly talking allegedly. In my opinion, I don't know what else to say.
Stabbed, harmed, and then shoved and fell on top of her friend. That is why there is there's a lot of blood mixtures on at the scene. They're also desperately looking for this white car. That is why harmed, and then the person brought it with them and took it when they left. The two victims were on the same bed, not side by side. One victim was found on top of the other. The reason is that the one tried to escape and was grabbed, harmed, and then shoved and fell on top of her friend. That is why there is there's a lot of blood mixtures on this at the scene. They're also desperately looking for this white car. The reason being is that it was seen speeding by an A&W gas station. I don't even know what that is, but anyway, that's, again, it could be wrong. I was just told it was seen speeding by an A&W gas station / hangout at 3:45. Now, if the screen was recorded at 3:38 and the car sped by at 3:45, it's a very tight time frame, but it is possible that the person left immediately and rushed and was seen speeding by. Also, the scream may have been what caused the person to quickly leave. That scream could have been what saved the other two roommates' lives. The person knew that they might be detected, so they sped away. Again, this is all just rumor. Take it for what it is. I just pray for these young people. I hope they rest in peace and that their families can find peace after this horrible crime. And I hope that the person who committed it can be brought to justice. Thanks a lot.
Well, hey, y'all, we're big screen now.
I just got back in time. That's how you take a potty break, guys.
Oh, I took one earlier in a eating break.
No, I understand.
I haven't even checked out the Reddit. I am on Reddit. I follow some of the TikTokers that's got the pages on Reddit where people talk shit about them.
Yeah.
I follow a couple of them.
So what are
Being
you
very
doing?
specific, it sounds like, which means he killed Ethan and Xana first. See, that's why I have to listen to stuff a few times to understand it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I have a hard time comprehending stuff that I'm listening to. I have to read.
Like, yeah, I have a hard time too.
Like if there's writing like with it, like I have to read along in order to comprehend.
That's why I like subtitles.
Same. I watch everything in subtitles.
Subtitles
the creepy doll. What? Yeah, what was up with that creepy doll?
What creepy doll?
That was at the end of that video.
Oh, I missed it. But we don't have to see it again.
It's like Annabelle doll.
Oh,
yeah, it was weird.
Maybe they're trying to summon Annabelle. Who knows?
Let's not summon anything into 2023.
Shit, right? I mean, I really want to have hope that 2023 is going to be a good year, but like the last 2 years, it's just kind of, took that away.
I don't want to see something real quick here.
Cotton, we should play a game.
I ain't good at games. I can't stay focused.
Not like that kind of game, but like Would You Rather or something like that, or Fuck Kill. What is the other one? Fuck, kill, marry. I don't know. If not, that's fine. It's your channel.
News Nation has the things out. Idaho stabbings. Moscow police chief speaks out after arrest. It was posted 2 hours ago. Have we watched that?
The news conference?
No, it's just the police chief sitting in a chair with News Nation.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not the press conference. Here, I want to see let's see what he has to say.
It's now been 24 hours since that name, Brian Koberger, has started making the rounds. You guys have publicized it. Are the tips coming in about him?
I can say that the one fact I do know is they told me an hour into us releasing the name, we had over 400 people calling in. So we continue to ask for that. We continue to ask for more. Every tip, everybody that knew him is only going to help us.
Are these tips from here, from everywhere?
I don't know where they came from. You know, if it's any indicative of this case, they've come from all over, you know, the nation.
Okay. Your ask about the white Elantra, that came on December 7th or so. Where in the timeline can you tell us did Koberger come onto the radar?
So that's all part of those pieces that we have to hold until we can release information with the, you know, after he gets to Idaho and the release of that information. But we're bound to hold that.
But when you asked for public information about that Elantra, you said the occupants of that car may have critical information. It was plural. Was there a reason for that?
Well, it's part of our investigation. I said early on that we're not going to let any stone go unturned, and I meant that. And we're following up on everything, just like we're in this new phase now, and we're going to follow up to get to know who he is and everything about him that we can.
There are reports that the Elantra was followed across the country. Can you elaborate on that or speak to that? And also reports of DNA, his DNA at the murder scene.
All those facts are still sealed. They will come out. I know people are anxious for that, and we will have the answers to that, but in the time that we can give it. So I ask once again, just be patient. I know I've asked that a lot of times, but we are bound by the law now.
It's been reported, and we have sources who've told us that Koberger asked, was anyone else arrested upon his arrest? Have you been able to gather information about when he was taken into custody?
All that information will come out as well. You know, it's part of that investigation. It's part of that next step. So.
Okay. The car, the white Elantra, 2015, is it the car? And is the search over now for any more white Elantras?
We believe it is the car.
Okay. Is it in Pennsylvania then?
Yes.
Okay. And is it done being processed?
I don't know if it's done, but it will be processed.
Okay. As you know, I was over at Wazoo yesterday at Koberger's apartment as the search warrant was being executed. A lot of evidence coming out of there. Can you talk about, you know, what might be valuable?
I think every piece is valuable, and I don't even know what was collected at this point in time. And that's part of that further investigation that we're going to hold. But I know that the search warrant was served there.
We know that the murder weapon has not been found. Is there suspicion that it could have been there?
We don't know. Like I said, we're collecting everything. We're doing our due diligence, and that's why we get these search warrants, so that everything is secured in the court, through the court system, and that we have the right to be where we're at.
You said in a local TV interview, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, that you're still waiting for forensics results to come back. When did they come back? And was that the missing link for Koberger?
We're still waiting for stuff to come back. We're still looking at everything. We're still having things processed. And I couldn't verify that right now anyway. That's part of that sealed piece. But there's still items coming in from the lab.
From the murder scene?
Correct.
Okay, so the evidence we saw being gathered yesterday, that could take just as long.
That will be new information that we've collected, and we'll be processing that as well.
I asked you during the press conference yesterday about the house cleaning. I mean, you had said in your announcement that the house is going to be cleaned and turned back over to the management company. We watched those trucks come in, and then they pulled out of there real fast. Yeah. What happened?
Like we said, we got a phone call that it was through the court that we needed to stop and give a little bit more time, so we did that. So,
why was the decision made to release the house?
Well, at that point in time, we were ready to start that process, and then the court, like I said, someone from the court asked us to stop that process, so we did, and we'll continue to do as we're asked there, and we'll start the cleanup as soon as we can again.
Why would the court want that process stopped? Or,
you know, it could be many reasons. Could be for the defense counsel. It could be that they just want to hold it for a little bit. But it was a decision from the court.
So it will remain under guard. Should we refer to it as an active crime scene?
It's still our crime scene at this point. So yeah, it'll still be under security.
Okay. I think because of this community, it's a small community, is a factor that a jury pool in this community would be harder to gather with more information out there.
And that is one of the reasons that I stated that we are holding everything close, and we're protecting the integrity of the case. We want unbiased individuals in this case. We want people to not know all the facts, so that if there's a jury selected from here, that we can get that pool.
How hard would that be? Tell us a bit about Moscow and how tight, because everybody knows everybody.
I'm not sure. We've had cases here before where they've been able to get a jury pool. That happens with Bill Thompson and his team. So that would be a great question to ask Bill.
Yeah, which we're hoping to get.
Yes.
Okay, throughout the past 7 weeks almost, all these internets, we've had Hoodie Guy, we've had the Jacks under suspicion, we've had a professor under suspicion. Did you guys actively investigate these things, and how distracting was that?
We investigated every piece of this investigation. We looked at everybody that we believed was involved or not involved in any way, that knew our victims. So we were very active in that. And through that investigation, that's where we get to the point where we can rule. It's as important to rule people out as it is to keep them in the investigation. So as we gathered information that was led us to believe that they were no longer a part of that, we ruled them out.
The 911 call, can we have the release soon?
That will come as soon as Bill Thompson and his office feel that is available for the public.
When do you foresee the scene may never not be released? It's indefinite then. I mean, until a trial possibly.
I suppose that could happen. There will be decisions made by people that are probably higher up than me that will need to make those decisions. But I suppose that is a possibility.
Also, the house, the heat has had to stay on. I heard that it needs a new furnace. And I mean, who is footing the bill for keeping the heat on?
Honestly, I don't have an answer to that question. I don't know if it's through the management, property management, or if it's the owner or what, but someone is.
Okay. I noticed in your video the other day when you announced the cleaning, I mean, you had a slight smile. You seemed a lot lighter. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling?
Right now, a lot lighter. A lot of people speculated on my face.
Could you imagine going in that house and not knowing what to expect? I want to see the photos, the crime scene photos, so freaking bad. I don't think they should have started cleaning it. That's just more fucking contamination going in.
Well, I think they started cleaning it because they got everything they needed out of there.
Yeah, but what if they need to go back? They need to wait until they're further along in this case, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't think they can hold that house as a crime scene for that long.
Probably.
That's the shame.
Wonder why the court stopped them from cleaning. Something come up.
I think his arrest stopped them, didn't it?
I don't know.
What did you ask?
The court stopped them, made them stop the crime scene. They were only there an hour or so, or they wasn't there very long, and the court made them stop.
Oh, I thought I didn't hear that, but I thought they've been back a few times. Maybe not. Maybe that's just a figment of my imagination.
No, that's the first time they'd been there. The crime scene cleaners.
Oh, the crime scene cleaners were stopped.
Yes.
That's the one that Olivia had a video of.
So maybe something was brought up, you know what I mean, where they needed to stop cleaning. Like you said, where they, you know what I mean?
They needed something else. That's why I'm saying they need to wait a little longer, because they're just now getting the suspect. You know what I mean? They need to wait a little longer before they clean that up, honestly.
Right, because someone said in chat, one of the first things Brian said was anybody else arrested?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Because he knew the news wasn't telling us shit, publicly. And he was following everything.
Okay.
And I'm so proud of that police department. This is like the best case for that. They didn't say shit. Turned it into a circus.
Yeah. They went from getting everybody talking shit about them to, by the way, we've just made this arrest. So.
Right. It was like, bam. Yeah. I woke up and there was an arrest. I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I think it gave the community faith in them, because they actually.
It really did.
It proved that they were actually accomplishing something. You know what I mean? Because the press conferences weren't telling us anything.
And they had the resources, and this just shows it can be done, right?
Yeah.
I just find it really weird that he's not actually fighting his extradition from Pennsylvania.
Maybe he just knows that there's no point.
he knows that he's going to go to prison. He's ready to probably get it over with and get on with it. You know what I'm saying? Get the ball rolling. Don't drag it out. He knows he's
I
going
just
to
hope he
prison.
pleads guilty and spares the family.
I think he's going to flip on someone. I just have this
Yeah.
feeling of he's going to get back to Idaho and something else is going to happen, because the way he asked that question about who's been arrested.
Right.
And he's not fighting it. So, and he's ready to clear his name from what they were saying.
What if he paid somebody to do it?
I'm just
I don't know.
thinking,
I feel like it was too brutal. You know what I mean? Like,
what made him kill him though? It's just,
it reminds me of a sloppy Dexter.
oh yeah.
I've never watched Dexter.
Like,
Dexter was very like
he's meticulous
about the crime scenes. Like, he got rid of all evidence to a T. Like, he pretty much, if people pay attention, he showed you how to get away with murder.
Yeah.
Well, look at Summer Wells. You know, there's nothing on her. Nothing.
Yeah.
No evidence. Nothing.
I think she might have gotten. I don't know. I don't want to speak on it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know enough about Summer.
Yeah.
I hope she's found.
I'm sorry, my husband's getting his snacks.
No.
What came from the DA, Tokyo? What was we talking about?
I
don't know. I hate how it's behind in the regular chat.
She said he doesn't agree with harming animals at all. Total vegan, but he does this. And she said, no, it came from the DA. What did we say that came from the DA?
I don't know.
But she said she's about to lose her phone privileges again, so she's going to leave it there.
I know what she means by that.
Because she's talking too much?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I think so.
Telling us stuff that we're not supposed to know. Just kidding.
Love you, Tokyo.
Love you, Tokyo. Behave.
Yes.
I want to know though what we was talking about that came from the DA. That's the only thing I want to know, Tokyo. Make shut up. Because you get talking about so much and the chat is behind. It lags and. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense, because without a murder weapon, yeah, it's circumstantial.
But wouldn't DNA put him there? Like, wouldn't that be?
The thing is that
it's a party house.
The house is a party house, so there's so much DNA there. So.
And where he lived on campus, they said the campuses visit each other. You know, they were so close.
So, like, the only thing I could imagine is that if, like, that maybe if he like cut himself, you know what I mean, while he was.
I think one of them might have scratched him or something.
Yeah, or that. You know what I mean? Like the only way that I would believe like the DNA is the reason that they arrested him is that he either cut himself and so his blood was on the scene, or his DNA was on the victim.
Unless he might have fought Ethan.
It would have to be something they could prove was recent and not just like him going through the house.
Right. Well, that's why I think if his blood was mixed in with the other blood, you know what I mean?
Or like that, or like you're saying, like the fingernails, like something that put him there that night, not just as like a guest throughout, you know, whenever.
Exactly. Yeah.
My question now is why not the other two? If he scoped this out, he knew there was two more. He had to have.
He might not have known they were home. I mean, it depends if he scoped out the residence, like was scoping out the residence that night. I don't know.
He followed them on Instagram, the girls.
Do we know that for a fact? Because I checked that same Instagram account.
He probably cleaned it off.
No, it's privated. So when did he private it, and when did these people get the screenshots?
Right.
He probably privated it. I don't know, but there's screenshots.
So
well, he didn't. I'm just curious because those screenshots I feel like didn't come out until after he was caught, and I don't remember his name ever coming up anywhere,
because nobody knew his name until he got caught. You know.
Yeah.
Nobody could dig.
So was he?
Is Instagram like TikTok, where basically, like, if you go to somebody's followers, it shows you their followers in chronological order?
Yes.
So
I think so. I don't know, but
if he just recently followed them, I mean, that would make it.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's in chronological order.
yeah, I don't I don't know because
But I
because
believe he
when
knew
I
they were
went
getting
to-
onto him somehow. I knew they were. He probably knew they were onto him, and he deleted all his social media probably.
Well, the Instagram is still up, but the account is private, so you can't. So I can't go and look at his friends list anymore because it's a private account. So I'm just curious as to when he did that and when the other people.
I don't see somebody like that ever having any ties to their victims. Like,
he's too smart.
Right. Like, he wouldn't want any ties to those people. He wouldn't want to be following them. Like, if he was following them, it's going to be in real life. It's not going to be any type of traceable.
We don't know. He might have been friends with them. He might have partied with them. Maybe.
Oh, Tokyo said that the DA is the one that said that said to not clean the house, that's where it came from, that
So he wants to preserve the evidence, the DA.
Yeah, and haters gonna hate said that the DNA was from under the fingernails from the victims.
I think fingernails.
Yeah. They didn't say anything about SA, and like between fingernails and SA, like those would be really the two concrete.
Yeah, I think they ruled out SA.
And I think they would have said it if that was the case. They would have just
and I believe it was ruled out that there was no.
It was.
So that's like fingernails.
You know, thank God, even though it's as horrible as it is, at least he didn't do that to him.
Right.
Unique doesn't want to go to Walmart. I'm sorry, Unique.
I wouldn't either, Unique.
Did y'all know that roommate Bethany was in the same sorority as Xana and Maddie?
No.
Wait, the roommate, the one that survived?
Yeah.
So, is that the one that was with Dylan in the first floor?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm horrible at at analyzing crimes that are still ongoing because I don't want to put out wrong information. So whatever I say is allegedly and in my opinion.
Yes.
Yes, what Ella said.
We don't know shit. We're just talking.
I just like to run my mouth, so.
I wonder where he came in. I bet he came through the sliding door. I still banking on it. I bet it was unlocked. They probably never locked that door.
Yeah, and Tokyo said that the two that survived were the only ones that had their bedroom door locked.
But wasn't that because they heard something and got scared?
I don't know.
Like, I've heard that too, but I can't remember.
I heard that too, Ellie. I heard that too.
Like, if I was living in a group in a house.
From like reliable sources, did you hear
it?
I don't know where I heard it at, honestly.
I just can't imagine if I heard something, not texting my friends that lived upstairs and be like, was that you? Like, are you?
Yeah, no, for sure. Same.
I might lock my door, but I'm still going to reach out to
be
them.
Like, are you okay? What's going on? I heard of this. I heard that, you know?
I just, that's what bothers me with that is that they got up and locked their door, but they didn't think to ask them if everything was okay.
They had to hear something.
But weren't they all drunk? Like every single one of them in that house?
I don't care if you hear a commotion of a murder going on, you're going to sober up quick if you think somebody's breaking in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
I would sober up quick.
This
like,
is what
the fuck? I'd be wanting to fight.
Have opinions because her opinions are stupid.
Whose?
Mine.
No, you're not.
No, I mean, I think back to like when Jules was in the army and we would go to bed, but we would hear all the guys out there drunk and it'd be like, please just don't destroy my house. Let me know if anybody's hurt. Like,
right.
Like that kind of shit. Just, I just, if there were friends like that, like, I just can't imagine not them worrying in the moment, not waiting till 6-8 hours later.
Tokyo said that people keep forgetting that the two survivors are young, like freshmen, and definitely not 21.
That's true.
And he probably never ran into them. Is it there? I read somewhere, I don't know if it was verified or not, that Brian either worked at a dealership where one of the victims got their car.
Maybe Kaylee, she just got that new car.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how he got her address.
Oh, wacky tacky. Thank you.
Maybe that's how he got whoever's address, if they did buy a car from him.
Yeah.
And he got obsessed with them.
Mm-hmm.
How long has she had that car? When did she get that car?
I feel like she just got it. Because she, I feel like it was like a week before the murders. She drove it up to see her parents to show them. I feel like that's what I read, but.
Right, wacky tacky. Murder is going to kill your buzz for sure. I mean,
well, yeah.
And those floors were all wood.
Thanks.
And that big of a house, stuff echoes. Yeah, you're gonna wake up. I don't care how old you are.
I mean, I would have woke up because I'm a light ass sleeper.
Me too. But they're young party animals, and they probably drank the hard stuff until they puked their guts out.
Even then, I was a light sleeper. I mean,
I feel like I was even more of a light sleeper if I was drunk.
Yep. I always wanted to be aware of my surroundings.
She got the car that day. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that day?
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was that day.
Maybe someone else got a new car as well, because I swear I read that one of them took their new car to show their parents and then told their parents they would be back.
It had to be Kaylee. I know Maddie had a nice looking newer car, that white one.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So did the two surviving roommates not have a car and drive, or?
I don't know. When they were taking the cars out of the parking lot, I feel like there were so many cars parked at the house.
But
one was Xana's, and there was Kaylee's, and there was Maddie's, then there was Ethan's Jeep, and then there was Ethan's sibling's car behind his Jeep. And that's all the cars that was there.
Did the weird guy, Enon, was that did he say he parked there, or he did his tricks there in their parking lot?
I don't know.
Hell if I know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know the guy you're talking about, but I don't know.
Oh, the weird guy, the guy from next door?
Yeah, I thought he said he did something in their parking lot. I can't remember if he said he parked
there.
He
seems sus. I feel like he just started talking for clout almost. I don't know, which is horrible to say.
There's always that neighbor. Look at Jody Sue, and you know what I mean? There's the babysitter. And there's always that neighbor.
Yeah, I feel like he wanted that attention of being in the know, but I feel like from what I read from his Facebook, the screenshots from his Facebook page, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
If Tokyo said that he was a school security guard, don't you have to be fingerprinted to be in that field?
Yes.
So they might have, fingerprints wouldn't have necessarily put him there that day, though.
But see, the thing with the car, Kaylee actually stayed 2 days with Maddie, not just one night. That night she got killed was the second night that she was there, so she couldn't have got it the day she got killed. There's no way.
I don't know.
Yeah, because the night she got killed was the second night she stayed there. She was staying the weekend with Maddie.
Right.
Something's up with that car. And them trying to get a GoFundMe to pay it off.
Oh, that's weird.
Who? The girls?
Kaylee's car. Kaylee's parents and them.
Oh.
They canceled the GoFundMe, though, because everybody started talking about it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird.
The cops could have kept it indefinitely if they needed it. I just don't know why. If that was I don't know if I want to keep my daughter's car that she was still paying on. If she just got it.
Yeah, I couldn't look at it.
Right, I wouldn't want it. It's not like it was like her first car that she had since she was 16 that had this great attachment to it.
Right.
Right. I don't know.
Okay, let's finish seeing what this sucker says.
Okay, I'm gonna hop down and watch from chat.
All right.
Facial expressions and stuff. I'm genuinely a pretty upbeat, happy individual. So I smile naturally a lot. I know a lot of people read into that. There was nothing to that. It was just probably me doing it naturally.
But do you feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders now that a suspect is in custody?
There always is. There's always that weight of knowing that you have a person in custody. And I think that gives a great relief to your organization, gives a great relief to your community. And in this case, the state, the nation, and I think even the world.
There's a lot of criticism of the department throughout as you were holding so many details close to the vest.
Yeah.
Do you feel vindicated? Do you feel, I guess, any pride?
What I feel is we did our job and we did it right. And we said from the beginning, we're going to protect the integrity of the case. We're going to continue to do it right. And we're not a prideful group. What we are is a group that we had a job to do. We did that. And we are happy that we did it the way we did it because of the outcome.
How hard was it to keep so many details close to the vest?
I think it's always hard. It's emotional at times. We want to give that information. We want to give the families some closure and give them information. We want to give our community, but it is so important to hold that information and keep it right where it was so that when we made an arrest, and now as we continue further, there'll be more information that we're going to hold till the end because we want to get a conviction.
Have you personally talked to the families?
I have personally. It's been a while, but I have talked to them on the phone throughout the first couple of weeks of this.
Okay, and can you tell us about those conversations? I mean,
what I wanted to reassure them is that we were going to do everything we could to bring justice for them, for our 4 victims, and for everybody that's involved. And we would try to answer any questions that we could through the process.
What do you have to say to the rest of America, to the rest of the world? I mean, after all the scrutiny that this department has been put through.
Yeah, I would challenge every police organization across the nation to know the importance, even with the pressures that are put on you, the importance of keeping the integrity of the case solid. It's your job. It's what we sign on to do. We sign on to make sure that we do it right. And I challenge other departments to do that.
Early on in the case, you have children who've gone through college. These could have been your children. I mean, yes. You've been quite emotional about this case. Do you still feel that same raw emotion? Do you feel like you're really fighting this for these young people?
I think we always feel the emotion. I'm a fairly emotional individual. If you've been around me and you get to know me, I am that way because I care, and I care a lot. And a lot of us want to give the right answers and do it right, but it is difficult at times.
So the difficulty, talk a bit about the counseling that's been needed in this department. I mean, even for you, you need some time off. I mean, you've been in this for weeks on end.
Yeah. We are building a family here. We started that years ago, and we want, you want to take care of your family. You want to make sure that they're healthy. So we have brought in counselors. I've talked to counselors. I have a great relationship with my wife, who I can, talk to about things. And we promote that. We want our officers to be healthy. We want our families to be healthy. We brought in counselors for the families as well, because we know that it's a solid base. The family becomes a solid base for an officer, and they're the support system, and we want that to be helped.
So you're saying support for your officers' families?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is it about the case that, was it just the endless cycle of, needing to find things and get things and vet up these thousands of tips? What was it about the case that required counseling?
Well, I think there's a lot of things, it was 4 people murdered with the use of a knife. There's things that you don't forget when you go on any of these calls, and we don't want that to build over time. So we want to get them the help that they can get. We want to have a good, solid structure to help them at home, so that when they come back to work, they are ready to serve our community.
Okay, we're going to wrap now and tell me what now. We're entering a whole new year and a whole new phase.
Yes.
What now?
Now we get to know who this individual is. We're focused now on who he is. That's why we keep asking people, send us information. If you've known him, if you've dealt with him at any point in time, this is now where we become more laser focused on one thing, and we're going to find out as much information as we can, but we still need our community and people's help.
But just like the ask during the Elantra, is there anything specific that you're looking for about him that would help you build your case?
We are looking at everything, and I've said that from the beginning. We don't know what small tip may come in that somebody may think is totally irrelevant, but we go, that ties something together for us. And what we're asking is people to give us those pieces and let us work through those to see if that's exactly what we need to help further this case.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
So
All right, we want to take you live now to News Nation correspondent Nancy Liu. She earlier was live in Moscow, Idaho, first in front of the home, later at that press conference held by investigators, now live outside of the suspect's home in Pullman, Washington. So, Nancy, you just spoke with somebody who right outside of that home.
Yeah, this is the campus apartment of Brian Kohberger. It is university housing at Washington State. That is the unit number 201G. It is on the left side here. You can see the curtains are pulled, and a Idaho State trooper is posted right outside the door. But they are executing a warrant here. This is a big part of the investigation now. I heard that they arrived here around 7 o'clock this morning. Nothing has been removed from the apartment yet, but I did speak to the neighbor who lives right across the hall. He tells me that Brian Kohberger moved in, he thinks in August, right before the last semester. They've had about maybe 2 or 3 not run-ins, but they run into each other a few times. And he said that Brian Kohberger was very friendly every time, very talkative, and almost just a friendly neighbor. So this apartment across the hall, that neighbor says he's never had any issue with Brian Kohberger, but now he lives across a crime scene. They're executing a warrant here. This is where Brian Kohberger lives here at Washington State. We also learned from Moscow police that another search warrant is being executed at Kohberger's office, which, since he's a graduate student, we believe that would be an office on the campus of Washington State University. We've also learned that the halting of the cleaning process at the house, that was ordered by a local court in Latah County, and that is likely because of preserving that scene. And I spoke with a Moscow resident who points out that, unlike other cities, LA, New York, where you have a giant pool of potential jurors in the future, Moscow's really small. It's a town of 25,000 people, so they do have to hold things tighter, keep things closer to the vest, release very little information because it's a very small jury pool that they may have to work with. So that's a very good point made to me by a Moscow resident.
And Nancy, you mentioned the fact that they are executing those search warrants. I don't know if our producer, Scott, if we can try to get that sound that we have from the PIO, the Public Information Officer of Moscow Police. Nancy had a chance to speak with him right after that press conference. If we can work on getting that sound, I'd like our viewers to be able to hear that. But in the interim, Nancy, just talk to us a little bit more about what was revealed in that press conference.
Well, we learned with that interview with the PIO that there are at least 4 search warrants, one at the Pennsylvania home, one here, one at the Washington State office, we believe, and also the car, the white Elantra, which we believe is in Pennsylvania. Police would not confirm the location of that car, but it is being processed now.
All right, Nancy.
I tried to get them to clarify.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. We do have the sound. We're going to go ahead and play that, so let's listen into that.
We're still investigating this. We're still trying to paint that picture and find out more of the answers to the questions that we all have. And so now that we know who the suspect is, that's why we'd like the public's help in any information that they have involving this individual can help us potentially answer some of those questions as we continue this investigation.
Can you elaborate on the search for a murder weapon?
Certainly, what I can tell you on the search, right? We have issued and executed search warrants in the residence that he was located at in Pennsylvania. We have located and are searching a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra. We have search warrants executed at his residence and place of work in Washington State, and those are still active and a part of the investigation.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button.
Should we call you doctor? Should we call you? Catherine, what do you like to go by?
Catherine's fine. You can call me Catherine. Dr. Catherine Ramsland, an expert in serial killers who teaches at DeSales University in Pennsylvania. We're learning one of her students was Brian Kohberger, the man now charged with murdering 4 University of Idaho students. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to this special edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. 28-year-old Brian Kohberger is being held without bail at the Monroe County Jail in Pennsylvania on those murder charges. He was arrested at his parents' home on Friday morning just before 2 a.m. Moscow police say they seized a 2015 white Elantra, but have offered few other details. Kohberger faces 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary, and will have to be extradited to Idaho to face charges for the murders of Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Carnodal. Police executed a search warrant at Kohberger's apartment in Pullman, Washington, Friday. Kohberger was a PhD student at Washington State University, studying criminal justice and criminology. Washington State University is about 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho, where those murders were committed on November 13th. A spokesperson for the university said Kohberger had just completed his first semester in the program. Before WSU, Kohberger was a master's student at DeSales University in Pennsylvania. And one of his professors was Dr. Catherine Ramsland. She teaches classes in serial killers. She's a forensic psychologist, and she has actually appeared on some of Law and Crime's podcasts, including Sidebar and Cocktails and Cocktails. This is what she told Sean Stix Larkin about her work earlier this year. I actually consult on death investigations. I do police trainings. I talk about profiling and
psychological autopsy, which is really about suicidology. So I have a whole class just in that. And I have a class in dangerous minds that I teach at the undergraduate and graduate level. And that is really about extreme offenders, which is mass murderers, spree killers, and serial killers. So that's primarily what I do most of my work on, and most of what the students want from me. That class fills up very quickly.
I actually spoke with a student who was in that serial killer class with Brian Koberger, and he told me that Koberger often interrupted Dr. Ramsland, talking over her as if he knew more about the subject matter than she did. Now, in that interview with Sean Stix-Larkin, Dr. Ramsland talked a little bit more about how she became interested in studying serial killers.
It chose me more than I chose it, but I love it. I think it's really interesting, and I'm constantly finding new ideas, new motivations. We have formulas related to serial killers, but for example, I spent 5 years talking with Dennis Rader, the BTK serial killer, because he defies many of the formulas. So I thought that was interesting. I wanted to know more about that. And I think I'm always looking for the outliers rather than the ones that fit the mold. I want to see the ones that don't fit the mold and how did they get to be the way they are. And in psychology, as opposed to criminology, we're looking more at the cases, the individual details of someone's life story, and the trajectory, basically. Whereas in criminology, you're looking more at groups and trends and statistics and things like that. I'm much more interested in just the case details. So that's why I like talking to people who are willing to explore how they got to be the way they are. And, I can spend many hours doing that. So I didn't choose it, but I'm really happy I'm in this field.
Ramsland also spoke with Cocktails and Cocktails about talking with serial killers face to face and through letters.
I assume in your career, you've come face to face with a lot of these gentlemen, correct?
Yeah, I'm like, you can't just go into prisons and come face to face with them. But yeah, I've talked to them on the phone, through correspondence, sometimes in prison.
Have you ever gotten that just like, this is just pure evil? This guy is just, there's nothing.
I have a hard time with the word evil.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Because it's kind of a religious context.
Okay.
Have I come face to face with psychopaths? Absolutely. The coldness, the lack of remorse, definitely. So some people call that evil, but we are finding that it might very well be a brain disorder.
Huh.
Neuroscience is giving us a lot of information about the brains of psychopaths, and they do process things differently. They have very shallow emotional connections. Is it something they're born with? If so, that's a different story.
As you can imagine, we want to talk to Dr. Ramsland about her experience teaching Brian Koberger. We reached out to her, and she said that she is not making any statements at this time. That's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. It is produced by Sam Goldberg and Michael Deininger. Bobby Zoki is our
Hello. It might just be us, Allie. I think everybody left us.
So, remember that little test I had you take or asked you to take with the letters?
What'd you say? My fucking Siri came on. I don't know why she comes on. What'd you say?
The 16 personalities test thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's really interesting. She was talking about criminology. Like, my ISTP is like, we're the most like emotionless out of our, like, the 16 personalities. Like, we don't have emotional attachments. We're most likely to be psychopaths and sociopaths. And it's like, it's really interesting to hear her talk.
That sounds like narcissism a lot.
It's really interesting. And like, I wonder, like, if I were to take it now. So I took it, 6 years ago, and I've just always felt like that's what I was. But like, the older I get, I feel like I do have a little bit of feeling in my heart. So I don't know if that's what I am. Like, when you talked about narcissism, I was like, am I a fucking narcissist? I'm sorry, am I a narcissist? But I don't know.
It's harder to detect in women. It's got some of the same traits. I can't remember. I've got a whole thing set that I want to do on narcissistic women. I'm going to do like the famous women. You know what I mean? Like not in our community, but like Amber Heard, Dre McCray, and
see, like, I don't feel like I fit in with them. Like,
no, you don't.
It's really strange, like, to take a personality test and it feel like it's so much like you, but then to hear people talk about like being like, I could never, like, people talk about hurting babies and I want to jump through the screen. Like,
but see, most narcissists don't hurt animals or babies or nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. They love animals. Narcissists love cats, dogs. They love them because an animal loves a human unconditionally, and humans can't love humans unconditionally if something hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And narcissists love animals, so that's kind of, it's not like proven facts, but I've done seen some polls, and I got all kinds of shit on narcissists. I hate them. I don't hate them, but ugh.
I need a class then, because I think you just described me. No.
But look, though, if you do think you have some narcissism, it's hard to admit. And usually 95% of the time, if you say, maybe I'm a narcissist, am I a narcissist? You're usually not, because narcissists never acknowledge that they're narcissists. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like
that would never cross the narcissist's mind to say, hey, maybe I am. No, it would never cross their mind to ask that question. But you might have a touch of it, the way you have no empathy and stuff, and you know what I mean?
It's weird because, like, for other, like, I do for, like, you were talking about covering cases for, like, children under, like, 12. Like, I have empathy for children, but for adults that have, like, should know better, I don't. I have nothing. Like, I'm like, you are stupid. Like, what is, like, I don't, why did you do that caused this act, like, this ending? I don't know.
Have you ever talked to a therapist or anything?
Yeah, a little bit. I have really, really bad ADHD, though.
I do too. I feel you, girl.
And
it sucks, don't it? I feel you.
And I know I, like, because I smoke, so I definitely self-medicate, and I know I have an addictive personality, but it's like I still squirrel off all the time. And that's why I'm like into these conspiracies, and like Julian will be like, get out of your rabbit hole. Get out of it.
I'm the same way, girl.
Dig yourself out and then we'll talk.
My short-term memory is the worst thing for mine. And my squirreling, like if I'm doing laundry, like in the daytime, I squirrel all over the damn house. Nighttime, I kind of calm down. I don't know. I'm glad it's nighttime. It's weird. But the daytime, I'm doing something all fucking day long, and I don't even know what I'm doing.
And have you noticed that, like, if my husband's home during the day, it throws me off balance?
Yes, because I don't like to clean in front of my husband.
No, me either. And he doesn't understand it. I'm like,
I don't like to clean in front of him. I want to be by myself.
Yep. I don't want the kids here. I want me to be able to do what I need to do. So I don't.
Yes.
I squirrel off enough myself, and they make
right. That way I can make fun of myself, And
it's funny because
I'm the same way. Just like I don't like talking on the phone to people in front of my old man.
No, and I get really weird, and he'll see it, and he's like, "Did you just like put your customer service voice on and get all twitchy?" And I'm like, "Shut your mouth and leave
right.
me."
You'll be like, "Why can't you be that nice at home?"
Right.
Fuck you.
I'm like, you had the customer service voice when we started dating, and here we are.
Right. I told my own, I said, you should have caught me when I gave a fuck.
Right? See, we've been together so long, and we separated for a while, and like in that while we were separated is kind of when my give a fuck meter went to nothing. And I'm like, nothing phases me now. Nothing phases me. Like,
yeah, you kind of get stone, like, stone wall, like.
Yes. The only thing that bothers me is if somebody like I have this skank that lives down the street. My husband was really good friends with her husband, or they're not married, but whatever, they're husband and wife, and that was fine. They were cool. They're both army vets. Like, they were friends. He would come up all the time to hang out. He smoked too. Well, this woman got it in her head that me and him were messing around. And I was like, sweetheart, you realize, like, I've literally never been alone with your husband ever. So, like, when people accuse me of things that are just like laughable, that's what bothers me. That's when my give a fuck meter goes like off the rail. I'm like, I just like, if that's, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm having audio trouble. My headphones is back now. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, what the fuck? My damn, I gotta cut this Siri off on this fucking thing. It keeps coming up and it cuts my headphones off now.
I had to turn mine off too. I was like, this.
It comes on so easy.
Yes. And it like wants to do the most outrageous shit. And you're like, that's
Yeah.
literally what I was talking about.
I wasn't even fucking talking to you anyway, Siri. Shut the fuck up. Hey, Fairy Floss.
Oh, she here. Hi, Sonia. I have to look at chat on my phone because I'm trying to figure out this iPad and like it won't let me. I don't know what I did.
I hate the StreamYard chat is like 10 or 20 seconds behind the other side, the sub chat.
It's weird because like when I click the link, it came up in my YouTube, but if I go to the chat, I can't see, like, I can't respond to it. I can just look at it.
I hate StreamYard. I wish YouTube had their own thing.
I know.
Just like this.
Yes, Unique. I just saw that. That's like I'm numb to shit.
I'm numb to shit sometimes.
But then
We're
certain
desensitized.
Yeah. But it's just the craziest shit will just like set it off and I'm like, oh no, not today. Sonia, I would be sick. I would have the flu. She said she woke up this morning and her husband invited his family over for breakfast.
Oh my God, Fairy Floss. I would have fucking got rid of the husband. The whole husband go. Oh my God.
You got
Did he cook? Did your husband cook? Shit, excuse me.
He would have cooked if that.
He had to. If he didn't, I'd kick the whole husband out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd kick him out anyway. Hell, I wanted to be ready. Because it takes me like 2 hours to wake up after I get up. I hate the world. I hate it. When I wake up, do not fuck with me. I hate that I'm like that, but you got to give me 2 hours.
And then if you want me to do something, you've got to give me like a good, like you've got to tell me something like that at least 24 hours in advance.
Right. And I like schedules.
Yes.
Like if I'm going to be working for you, it's not going to be these fucked up. No, you're going to give me a schedule because then I know when to be there and I want a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this day by day bullshit.
I asked my husband 3 times if his sister-in-law was going to be at his mom's on Christmas Eve. 3 times. I was like, I need to confirm this. Like, I need to make sure she's going to be there because I don't like her. And we pull up and his brother's truck is there and I just gave him this look. And he's like, I didn't know she was going to be here. And I was like, in my head, I'm already preparing to like, you're going to pay for this later. But come to find out she wasn't there. Thank God.
Oh, hell yeah. That would have been horrible.
I was like, this cunt. Ugh.
I'm a routine person too, Fairy Floss. Yep, me too. I got to.
Even if I have plans, I'm the worst for bailing out on plans.
Me too. And I'm a procrastinator.
Yep. That's why I hated sales. It was too much on the line.
Right. Let's see if we see anything else on these mergers. All this new shit coming out. Let me see here. Everybody and their mama's covering it right now. It's like, oh my God, here they go, milking it.
It's just, some of them have gotten really bad.
They have. I can't watch them. Fucking Jonathan Lee Riches, I don't like him.
Mm-mm. I've never really watched him, but everything I've seen and heard about him, I'm like, he's like the least reliable source.
Let's see here. There's something here. Idaho Ford Brian. Validations now pizza. Something. Psychic validation. What the fuck? Sarah Saving Spirits. Have y'all heard of her? She's actually alright. Let's listen to what she had to say. I actually do like Sarah. She's gonna share some, I think. Do you believe in all that stuff, Allie? Spirits and stuff?
I do, but not that it scares me, but it like I'm afraid to mess with it.
Right. That's kind of how I am. But I like what's her name? Candace Starr.
Yeah, like tarot cards.
Candy Star. I like her.
They freak me out. Like,
some of these people are right though, and you're like, oh my God.
I always wanted to do it when we lived in Savannah, and Julian wouldn't let me.
I love Savannah.
It was there was one that was right off River Street that you go up this rickety old staircase, and he was like, no, he's like, you're gonna die before you even get up there. Absolutely not.
I went through and I took pictures. I started where the stairs started, the first set of steps, and I took pictures of every one of them steps going up through there.
Oh,
there were cool ass steps up through there, isn't it? Different ones, and
they're so like looking at those stairs. I'm like, how are these not like they're sketchy because they're not
safety hazards.
Yes, like how are they not?
I went up and down them,
and I'm like, going back now when I lived there in like my early 20s, I'm like, how the fuck did I walk on heels on these stairs? Like, what was wrong with me? Why? How did I not die going? Ugh.
I'd love to live in Savannah.
I
loved it there.
It's so pretty. We lived right off of 204 Abercorn in Ellabelle, and we used to go there. We would go like to Smiles, which was the piano bar, and they did Jello shots, and I had friends that had fell off the stage and broke ribs. It was.
I didn't do all that. We stayed in. We got a hotel in Puller, I think it was, and then we'd get up every morning and go to River Street and stuff, and I loved it.
It was so Puller. When we lived there, they only had the Walmart and Sam's. They hadn't built the outlet mall. We didn't have our closest Starbucks was literally in Savannah. And it was so small.
Let me see here. Those cobblestones, I know what Savannah's in here. Hi, Savannah love. I've actually got some of my pictures downloaded from Savannah when I went. Let me see here. Speaking, I think this one's it. Well, why won't it let me fucking open it?
Savannah just reminds me of good times.
Clyburn. What the What the hell? What am I looking at now? Where's my damn airdrop?
That's the best feature ever.
I'm just learning it and I like it. I am just learning it, yes. So far, so good. It's kind of confusing, but I'm getting it.
There's a bunch of TikToks where people will airdrop the stupidest picture to people on the airplanes or on an airplane. Can I get a oh yeah? And the next thing you know, everybody in the plane screaming oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'd seen people talk about stuff, and I'd seen it on my phone. And one day I tried it, and I was like, "Fuck, that was easy."
Right? And it's like, I'll send stupid stuff to my husband when he's across the room from me, and he just like looks at me like, "You're so dumb." I'm like, "Yeah, but it forced you to take it, doesn't it?"
It's like instant. It's like, damn. Let's see if I can find my pictures. I had them downloaded and it won't let me open them. I don't know why. I'll figure it out though.
I'm seeing if I have any like.
I had them downloaded and I'll go all the way fucking back. It's fucking computer. Let's see. Well, there's Kylie's case. God, I got so much on Kylie's case. God, it'd blow people's mind if I showed y'all everything I got on that case.
I'm still. Not that I'm not. I don't believe what they're saying, but I just have questions.
Fuck. I got too many pictures. Look, I got my new phone last year, and I wanted a white phone. And I was like, and I went in there, and the dude said the only white one we have is 258 gigabytes, and it's like, so I said, give it to me, fuck it. He said, I said, how much storage do I have? He said, you have the time of your life and download whatever you want. And I've got all kinds of fucking pictures, and I took advantage of it.
I feel you. I
wanted my white phone, damn it.
That's why I got iCloud storage. I was like, my phone.
I got that too.
Is old as shit, and I'm afraid of change, so I won't get a new one until this one dies. And it's crazy, all the pictures. They were like, you have 22,000 pictures, and I'm like, is that a lot? Like,
no, that's not a lot. You're good.
We have memes on here. Like, you don't understand my life. It revolves around memes. My life is a meme.
What the hell's my computer's gonna fucking go slow now? Let's see, where's that down? We're getting somewhere now. Oh, shit. You get scrolling, then you can't fucking stop it, and it takes you way somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I just seen up there. They are. Oh, no, it's just a little bit of them. That's not all of them. Where the hell's the rest of them at? Where in the hell's in pictures? I need to put them in albums, and I'm too lazy to go through all these fucking pictures and do all that. And
see, I hate that because I usually just go through my photo out, like my recent pictures, and even if I put them in an album, they're still in.
They still show up.
Yes, like if
yes.
I'm in a special album, I want to be able to go to that. And
I want it to clear out of my main feed.
Yes.
Mine don't. Same way. Same here. I got a couple albums. I'm like, fuck. There's no point in it.
Mm-mm. I have like a recipes folder, but I keep forgetting to put my recipes in that folder, and I just keep like favoriting them.
I'm gonna find these damn pictures.
Where is it?
What the hell?
I'm gonna get these children. Hold on one second.
You're fine. People's probably bored with me anyway.
How you doing, man?
Oh my God.
Excuse me.
They're heathens.
Heathens. I know what that means. Little brats.
Yes, like Julian's inside in our room, but they still want to come outside. task me.
Sorry, y'all. I'm not looking at chat. If anybody's talking to me, I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'll check.
I get it. People can't look at chat, and that people want to fuss at Allie because she does look at her chat. And what's what? Really?
Yes, Savannah. Those River Street cobblestones are no joke.
Oh, I love River Street. I went to the Harley Davidson store there, and there was this little herbal store, Earthbound or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I went and got some oils from.
It's just like a totally different culture. It's a slower way of life.
There's my pictures of the cemetery and stuff. But where's the rest of my fucking pictures? Oh, there's a blue ribbon sign I got.
Yes, Sonia, we're still in 2022.
Unfortunately.
It's 8:38 where I'm at.
Here we go. Is Savannah still in here?
I think so. It's just crazy, like thinking about living in Savannah, and like there's two different malls. So like going to Southside Savannah is nothing like going to like historic Savannah.
Oh, I get that totally.
And everybody's like, oh, Savannah's such a nice place to live. And I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. It is. But you still have to go outside those little blocks. Like,
it's too expensive to live right in town.
Right. I mean, that picture I sent you, that's what was behind our Airbnb when we last went. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's ghosts staring at us through that house.
Let's see here.
Did you make the Savannah, the, I don't know if they're not palm frond roses, but do you remember the guys that would sell they would make the roses? Or
yes, I bought a rose out of wood, bamboo like, or
yes, those.
Yes, I bought a rose. Yes, I wanted a basket, but they were too expensive.
I have a rose hanging in my car that we got when we went.
And I got my mother-in-law a rose.
They're so
beautiful
and intricate, and Savannah.
This dude was like in a little cart. He had a little cart set up.
Right on River Street?
Yes. Probably same dude.
Probably.
Yes.
Savannah said that she used to wear high heels selling roses on River Street.
I wish I could post more than.
Gosh, I think about it now. I mean, I lived in Savannah from 2008 to 2013.
Here, look at here. This here. Look, can y'all see that? There. This is when I was. Look, there's my little dog. Is that the cobblestone she's talking about, like that? And there's some stairs. See, I took pictures of every set of stairs up through there. I got all kinds of. I loved Savannah.
I don't know.
I love Savannah. Go ahead.
I'll see if I could move back anywhere and be Savannah.
Me too. I beg Mom in all the time.
And rent was so much. We never bought a house down there, but rent was so dirt cheap compared to North Carolina.
We're in Florida. It's expensive as fuck.
It's ridiculous.
We don't rent, but
I think our house. I mean, granted, this was back in 2013, but we had a 950 square foot house on like 3/4 of an acre. We paid $950 a month, and I'm like, do we get that back?
Yeah, they'll eat you live fucking rent. Let's see here. I got another set of stairs here.
I think I could watch the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, these stairs here were cool. I went up these. Let me find them. Where'd they go? What? They're all so cool and different. I love them. Can y'all see these?
I'm pretty sure I fell down those stairs. Not gonna lie. Is that the ones that come up kind of by the hotel? The shoot, what hotel is that? Like by the Cotton Exchange?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Oh.
I hate it takes forever for me to get through all these damn photos. At least I know though I can speed it through them. I got a lot of cemeteries. I got a lot more somewhere. I've stored them. I don't know where.
That was one of the cool things, like when we went back a couple of years ago, was like walking through Bonaventure and doing like seeing everybody's like their epitaphs and taking
Yeah, we went there. Shit. Things freezing up on me. Choo choo choo.
It's just always fun when you can walk down River Street and
I went to New York City. I went by myself and I was so scared. But I wanted to go and I went.
I've never been to New York.
Let's see, where's the picture?
Yep, Low Country Lass. It's a beautiful, like beautiful place to take pictures. My mom was really upset that she couldn't be near us because that's when I had first had Kieran. She would come down for like 2 weeks at a time, and I mean, it's been forever since we lived there. And she's like, "Do you remember when I would come to Savannah?" And I'm like, "Yes, Mom, I remember."
I don't remember. I was up on something when I took this picture. I just love it. I love the McDonald's. There was all construction. There was all construction outside of it. Let's see, what's this one? This one, yeah, another shot where I took of the stones. It's just beautiful there. And this one, the burying ground, I took that. I love it. Hey, Low Country Lass. Hello. Good to see you. Yes, Savannah, whenever I was going up the steps, I felt like I was going to fall too.
Did you ever go to the Pink House or the Little Pink House?
I don't think so. It don't ring a bell.
See, I don't think we ever went. I don't remember going, but I've heard that that was one of the haunted places. We went to
Cave. What is she talking about? Cave looking things. Hold on. Let me go back here. Something I showed. Which one? Here? I don't see no little caves.
Mm-mm. We did go to the Forrest Gump place and have breakfast.
I went to Two Cracked Eggs or something like that. Something about cracking eggs, and
Another
I
cracked,
could never, I never can remember the name of it.
not another cracked egg. So, is that it?
Something like that. Yeah,
They're really good.
it was only open to like early in the morning to like 2 in the afternoon, but it was right there on River Street, kinda. It was on the top part of River Street, not the bottom. Like, you know what I mean. I don't know what Savannah's talking about.
Mm-mm. There used to be a bar on, I think it was River Street, called like RJ or JR Boners.
That's funny.
And like their mascot was an alligator. Oh,
I just loved it there. I want to go back. And there was a big barge, like loaded to the gill, went by, and it was awesome to see that.
they make you feel so small.
Oh my God, it was crazy. And you would see people on them just, I'm like, oh my God. It was amazing to see.
We did go out. I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was out of Savannah or Tybee. We went on like one of the little gambling boats that takes you into international waters. And
Probably Tybee.
I think it must have been Tybee. I was pregnant. So like, of course I was the DD for all the drunk guys. And I'm like, oh, I'm the only one not getting seasick. This is awesome. But I think they shut it down. Like when we went back in 2019, it was gone.
Yeah, I love this place. I just love the stairs. I can't get over it. I got pictures more. I don't feel like digging no more.
It's just crazy to think how many people have climbed those stairs.
Right.
There's a house in one of the squares. I don't know if Savannah knows the story of like, there's a woman's face that's been etched kind of in the concrete on one of the houses that nobody lives in anymore. And it's the door, it's got a screen glass panel, and somebody from SCAD fell down the stairs and fell into that door, but it broke their wrists, but just bulged the screen or the stained glass.
Wow. I'm gonna make Mailman take me on vacation there.
I know it's cheesy, but the ghost tours are so much fun.
I went on one. First time I ever been on one. Only time, and I loved it. We had a great tourist. He was great.
Yes. It was like, I know this is a touristy thing, but I want to know more about it. And I want to know from like the tour guide.
I'm gonna go on another one if I go there, but a different one. You know what I mean? Different places.
I kind of want to ride the Hearst one.
I seen the Hearst.
Or like one of the horse-drawn ones.
Yeah. See, we only had my one dog then, but she was with us. And we went to this one place, and our tourist was like, it's good you have a dog because the ghosts usually mess with animals in this spot. And thank God my dog did not go off. Thank God.
I would have been like, that's good. I'm leaving if he freaks out or she freaks out.
Right. Like they said, that dogs will usually start barking and stuff because the ghost will fuck with dogs.
My dog my puppy, she just turned a year old, and she started barking. It's really weird, like from our bedroom into the living room. And I'm like, all right, we got to shut the door. Like, we've lived here for too long for there to be ghosts. Nope.
Oh, that's cool, Savannah. They're putting a road through there. I didn't go to Tybee Island. I want to.
You have to go to the Crab Shack if you go back.
I don't like seafood.
Well,
no, I don't like seafood at all. I like Subway's tuna fish sandwiches. That's it.
I'm trying to think of somewhere else that was really good. I don't know if there was a cotton exchange restaurant that was really good.
We ate at some more pizza place it was like a little square there. They had like little wooden benches around the trees.
Mm-hmm.
We went to some pizza place there. It was pretty good.
There was a sushi place kind of by Scat that we went to, but that's seafood.
Yeah, I don't like seafood. No sushi.
See, I do like vegetable sushi.
See, I like country and biscuits and the more salt and pepper and
Charlotte
you know,
is really good.
I like the regular old country cooking.
I don't know. They're what? They built a Cheddar's in Pooler, but I don't know if that's more of a chain, I guess.
Cheddar's is good. I know what Cheddar's is. They have some good croissants and butter croissants. Oh my God.
I love Cheddar's.
Me too. I love their croissants.
I'll get those to go once we leave. I'm like, yeah, I need those. Some more to go, please.
Yeah. And I'll get their baby back ribs. They got good baby back ribs. Low country last year was like, stay, keep your ass over there. No road.
It's crazy because like when I worked in Savannah, I had one store on Tybee. And I think it was a Chevron. And it was just like, I have to drive all the way out here to see one store.
Is it easy to get a job there?
Yeah, it depends. Sales jobs were a hell of a lot easier to get than like Julian had a really hard time finding a job once he got out of the Army, but I started in like outside sales and merchandising and it was super quick.
Yeah, I would want something, just pass my time, something like running a cash register or stalking, or I don't want to be no waitress, fuck that. That's too much for me.
They one of the big chain gas stations.
Something to keep my mind busy.
Parker's are always really sweet.
Who?
Parker's is kind of like, I don't know if y'all have Sheets there.
I know what Sheets is. It's up in Pennsylvania area, I think.
Mm-hmm. So like Georgia's Sheets is Parker's.
Okay.
I think they have like flash foods, and it was really nice because they, at least when I worked there, people like my store managers kept their jobs, so like I was able to build that rapport with them. But now it's like everybody changes jobs so fast.
I know, and people can't find help, and then when you do find a job, they're low on help, and you got to work your ass off for nothing. And I don't mind working my ass off, but pay me what I'm worth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or when you interview me for a job, I expect the job that you interview me for to be the job that I'll be doing.
Not that job and somebody else's because you ain't got enough staff.
Right. Or you put me in somewhere lower because you didn't. It's like, don't offer me the job then. Like, you see my credentials.
It's cool we got people from Savannah in here. I like that. I like the Savannah chat. I get excited over Savannah because I love it so much. And a lot of people don't know about it. It's a little hidden gem. People think Savannah, Georgia, there's just moss on the trees and it's just Georgia. No, it's a hidden gem. Whenever I first seen Savannah, you all, I was so in awe. It was so much more than I was expecting. I couldn't believe it. And the feeling, you can feel the history, like legit feel the history. And I love it.
I legit cried when I heard that Julian was going to be stationed at Fort Stewart. I was like, you are taking me 5 hours away to Georgia. That's where we're going. All right. I don't want to do this. And then I got there and I didn't want to leave.
It's totally different than what you're expecting. Is it no matter, it's like, it's a haunted town, but when you get there and it's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, right. Like even living there and going back every time we go, it's something different. And it's like, obviously this hasn't changed. It's like, how did we not know about this when we lived here?
Yeah, and they got a couple little dog shops there through the shopping mall sidewalks and stuff, and
it was so
we
much.
went to a couple of them. I loved it.
See, a week, wacky tacky, that's not enough. Like, even living there for 5 years wasn't enough to.
Wacky tacky, I was only there a week too. That's why I want to go back. I was only there a week too, love. And I'm ready to go back.
Maybe we should just do like a pop-up, just meet and greet. Everybody show up in Savannah.
Hey, I'm game. I'm only 5 hours from there.
Me too. 5 hours. I can be there. I used to do weekend trips to and from North Carolina. We can do it again. I got my road dog warrior behind me.
I want to go so bad. I want to go back to the Harley Davidson store. I grew up around Harley Davidson, and I love the stores.
The one right off 95 and off 204.
No, the one on River Street.
Maybe they changed it. I know the big one that used to be by Hooters closed.
There's one right on River Street, like at the end of it. I think I got a picture of it. Hold on, let me see here. But I didn't have a lot of time that day, and my old man was, but you know how they are. They start huffing and puffing, and you're like, just come on, let's go. Fuck it, let's go.
Yep. They rush you and then wonder why you're upset because you're being rushed.
They're like, I told you to do what you got to do. Yeah, well, you're sitting there huffing and puffing and embarrassing me. It's like, let's just fucking go.
That's what he did when we were in Bonaventure, and I'm like, we're in a cemetery, bro. Please don't push me.
Right, I'll seek some out on you, buddy.
There's plenty of plots here. Let's go.
Oh God, they're setting fireworks off. My dogs are gonna freak out here in a minute.
Moon River Brewery. That's a really good place to eat, and it's.
I don't remember where all we ate. I remember that egg place because it was really good. I wasn't expecting it to be good.
I think Ghost Adventures or one of the Ghost Hunter shows did a thing at Moon River. I don't think their beer was that great, but I know their food was pretty good.
No, I don't drink, so I'm good on that department.
Well, I feel like everywhere now, even if like all their little microbreweries and IPAs, I'm like, I'd rather just not drink because this is awful.
What the hell?
Wacky Tacky, you were there with the Travel Channel. Was it Ghost Adventures?
I love real ghost stuff, not these fake ghost people.
I remember growing up and watching where they used to like send the families to like the castles in England and make them stay there all night by themselves. I can't remember what it was, but like their narrator had the creepiest voice.
Let's see, I think this is it. Sorry for the picture. I don't know what picture's about to pop up. I can't see good. Yeah, there. See, it's right on River Street.
Oh yeah. I don't
Okay.
remember seeing that one.
Mm-hmm. It might be new. I don't know. But I love it. It's cool as shit.
All those shops, like, and like smelling like the pralines cooking and just walking down.
I love it. And then they got the Black Rifle coffee. I think that's what it's called.
And Nine Line Apparel started in Savannah.
Maybe it's 9 Line. Is that the Black Rifle coffee?
I don't think so. 9 Line does like, I think they just do shirts or like clothes. They're kind of, I thought they were off 204, but I could be wrong.
Has it been there a while, Savannah? Savannah said it's been there a while. I love it. I didn't have time to go through it all the way. I don't know, I love going through and looking at the leather, and because I love leather. I would never like wear a Harley leather jacket, but I would wear like their boots or they got some cute boots. But I live in Florida and it's too damn hot for boots. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's too damn hot in Georgia for boots. Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Between that and the mosquitoes that'll literally pick you up.
Hi, Ella. Welcome back.
Is it more towards like the Harley store? Is it more towards, I don't know how to explain it, the right or the left if you have your back towards the river?
It'd be in front of me.
At like Wet Willie's.
I don't know Wet Willie's. I don't know all this stuff. I was only there a week.
Wet Willie's is the place you can get the slushies to go, alcoholic slushies to go. They,
I don't know nothing about them. I wish I'd known. That would have made my trip better.
Oh, girl, they have one called Call a Cab, and it will. I think I had 2 of them, and if I hadn't have had Julian, I would have had to call a cab because I fell asleep.
Okay, if you're walking down River Street and the river is to your right, and you're going, and like whenever you get past all the shops and you kind of go into a town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. By like the Prelude.
That's kind of where this is.
Okay.
Like at the end, like before you go kind of up the hill or whatever, and you go out into town, like.
I know
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right, Savannah? Yeah, I know it's on this. She said it's on the end where the shrimp company is. It's badass. I love it. I do want a t-shirt from there. I like t-shirts.
Okay.
She said it's before, Wet Willie's.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about no Wet Willie. I wish I knew Wet Willie. I'll know him next time.
Oh, they have a whole wall of different alcoholic slushies you can get.
Can you walk around with them?
Yep. You can walk around
Fuck
with
it.
alcohol as long as it's in a red or like a plastic cup.
Well, next time I go, I'll be able to tolerate my old man.
That's my, I mean, the best.
You got to. But yeah, I recommend go there if you need a little short vacation. Anybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to get off here. It's been like 3 hours. It's about my bedtime.
I know, right? I know. We got 2 hours and 55 minutes until 2023.
I don't even watch ball drops or nothing. I don't get into that shit. I don't know. Maybe one day. I go to bed too fucking early.
I'm usually in bed at this time. Happy New Year, Ella.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody.
Thanks for letting me up.
If I could hang, we'd watch the ball drop together. Maybe if I'm still awake, I'll come back live and we'll do it or something.
Okay, well, I got my notification.
I think Ella's in a different time zone.
I think she's like an hour behind us.
So it what?
So it's 8:06.
Yeah, because it's 9:06 here.
Midwest.
It don't even feel like New Year's Eve.
No, it doesn't. It didn't feel like Christmas either because it's freaking hot here.
No, I was so glad Christmas is over. Hey, Fairy Floss, I'm probably going to be asleep during New Year too, honestly. I'm getting ready to go in here and take my shower, take my medicine, and go to bed. Because once I take my medicine, I'm out. And I usually take my medicine at 8 o'clock, so I'm running an hour behind.
Well.
Yeah, Ella's a little off. But if I'm up, we can watch the ball drop or something.
Okay. Well, Happy New Year. And I love you and thank you.
I love you too. Happy New Year, baby. Happy New Year to everybody and thank you. Everybody stay safe.
Yep. I will see you soon.
Tomorrow, you know, I'll be on here running my mouth about something.
All right, Boo. Good night.
Bye, girl.
Happy
Good night. You'll be my tour guide, Savannah. That's awesome. Okay, well, good night, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.